Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in as always. So, I'm continuing my day out in London. I've come up to North London and I'm at Hornsey, an area I've never been before. But there is a shop up in this neck of the woods that I've always wanted to go to. It's called the Little Record Shop. So come along with me and we will try and find it. I think it is pretty close to the train station where I am, and we will check it out. Okay, that was a very short walk, shorter than I anticipated actually, and here it is. It says it's open from 1, it's just before 1, but the lights are on, the door is open, so I will try and go in. If not, I will find somewhere to have a coffee or a pint. But yeah, it certainly lives up to its name. It's a small shop, looks interesting. Let's check it out. Okay, so we're inside the shop with the owner's blessing. David is happy for me to film. Transaction has been done, so more than happy for me to get some footage. So we got the, what do they call it, the holy moly wall. Plenty of rarities up there. Got some Vertigo swells, but there's plenty of good stuff in the racks. Rock, post-punk, Bowie and Dylan, punk, jazz, rare stuff, soul, indie. It's all here. Rock and more rock on the floor. So yeah, very, very good indeed. Right, done. That was great. That is a great shop. Seriously. Small, but size isn't everything, is it? What can I say? The owner, David, I kept referring him to Dave, but I don't know if it's Dave, but anyway, yeah, David, the owner, very welcoming, very friendly, great chap. Happy, you know, it was actually pretty busy in there really. There were people coming and going, so clearly it's a popular shop and for very good reason. So David stressed that he does no online selling. Now I already knew this, which is a good thing, you know, it's keeping it real. You know, I've got nothing against, I shop online, as you know, I'm on an online ban, that's another story at the moment, but it's just great to find things in the wild, and that's the way to do it. And that shop is that is a proper used record shop. Every single genre catered for, everything, jazz, rock, pop, reggae, soul, it was all there, absolutely everything. And yeah, plenty of rarities, and I came away with some great stuff. The prices were extremely reasonable, and if you are thinking of taking a trip up here, which I highly recommend you do, the prices are not in front of the records. What he does is the prices are written inside the sleeves, lightly in pencil, so I'm sure it can be erased, but that's neither here nor there for me. But David will explain how everything works when you come in. He's very thorough, very welcoming indeed, and yeah, just a great array of stuff. And just where everything, I mean, everything's in sections, but it's not hugely ordered, so it really is kind of a digger's little mini paradise, if you want. I really like that. I had high hopes for this shop, and it absolutely delivered. So if you fancy coming up to Hornsey, taking the trip up, it's nice and easy to get to from Moorgate. I highly recommend it. So we'll cut to wherever I am to show you what I've bought. Wow then, wasn't that great? And it was great. That was a wonderful shop. And sometimes when you do things like this, you sort of don't realise until, you know, you get home, reflect on it, look back over at what you've got, and, you know, realise, you know, sometimes just how great it is. And this haul I got here is incredible. The value is unbelievable. So yeah, I'll give some final thoughts in a moment. So let's get to it. So right, this is a record I already own. It's the self-titled debut by Yes. I'm sure many of you will have seen it before. 1969. Now I've just got 70s pressing. I did want to get an original. They're pricey. They are rare. However, this is an original. It's on the plum. You can see a bit later. It's going to switch over to the later catalogue number. But it is a plum. First matrices. It's got the insert. And this looks unplayed. It's mint or near mint. I can't believe it. And for the price, I will tell you the price, £25, which is ridiculously cheap. Ridiculously cheap for this in this condition. There's a tiny amount of cover wear, just a bit of rubbing. You can probably barely see it. It's not even worth mentioning. I couldn't believe it. You know when you just kind of think, is there a mistake? And you inspect the record and you're like, is there a scratch on this that I haven't seen? But it's just great value. It's just cheap. And this is an actual brilliant record. It doesn't get talked about. Yes, gets talked about a lot, but it's always their later albums. This is overlooked, as is their next one, Time and a Word, which may actually on some days be my best Yes album. I think Time and a Word, the second record, could be the best thing they've ever done. But anyway, this is psychedelic. This is not prog rock. They were still a psychedelic band. And for people who aren't into Yes but do like psych, should get this record. It's excellent. They've got the vocal harmonies. The Yes sound is kind of there, but it's not like Tales from Topographic Oceans or Relayer, things like that. It's much more kind of free-flowing. They're still finding their feet, but criminally underrated record, and I am delighted to have an original on that. Absolutely delighted. That was the first one I picked out. What a start. Okay, this is one I've been after for so long, and I do see it, and it's never in good condition. It's always really knackered. But this one isn't. It's self-titled by It's a Beautiful Day. UK original on CBS. Oh, it's in a uni pack. I'm not going to get. You know what the UK CBS labels look like. So I'll just show the cover. I've never heard this record. I have got a record by It's a Beautiful Day called Marrying Maiden. I bought it a few years ago, and it sat unplayed for years. I played it and found out that it sounded awful. Not the music. It was just, it had clearly been played with a chipped or worn stylus, and it was all distorted. Never mind. But the music I did hear on it, I thought was great. So I'm after a replacement of that, but also their debut. This is, as I understand, folky psych with good harmonies. There's a track on here that I've read about called Bombay Calling, and was apparently ripped off by Deep Purple for their track Child in Time, which appeared on Deep Purple in Rock the following year. And I read an interview with John Lord who admits he did it. So yeah, they did a bit of that, Deep Purple. They weren't quite as bad as Led Zeppelin at doing the whole is it plagiarism? Plagiarism, isn't it? But they were no saints. So that should be interesting to hear. But this is a really tidy first press, barely played, as good as you're going to get. Really lovely, very chuffed. Right, more prog. Never seen this one before. Finally got it. I've known about it for years. It's Kayak, Dutch prog band. I can't tell you what they sound like. I wouldn't class these as blind buys because I know what this is. I do know about it. It has been on my radar. I haven't just gone in and thought, well, that looks interesting. We'll have that, and just know nothing about it. And it is on my favourite label of all time, Harvest. Quite why I've never owned this before, I don't know, because I collect Harvest. And this is a prog band, so why on earth will I not have it? But you know what it's like, these things happen, better late than never. Again, so pristine. Look, sharp corners. Look, no spine wear, no creasing. Record, flawless, absolutely flawless, and just for a really good price. What can I say? Now this, I can't get over what I got here. I can't get over. Okay, right. Okay, all right. We know what this is. Just in case you don't, it's Animals by Pink Floyd. Just in case you don't know what it is, but I think everyone knows what this is. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the album. Okay, people, you know, everyone's heard it. Or if you don't like Pink Floyd, you're not going to be interested, are you? So this is a UK very early pressing. I have never in my life, and I mean this, I've never seen one in the condition that it's in. Wide spine, no barcode, it's the earliest press. Look at it. Can you see that? Look at it. This one, because it has a really thick sleeve, was always prone to wear, and they do turn up quite worn out a lot of the time. I don't think many people have got copies of this without any sort of wear. This, I think I'm capturing it. I've never seen anything like it. It's flawless, as is the record, because the record in that cardboard inner is always prone to scratching, and this looks like it may have never been played. And the price was the regular going rate. You know, this is the sort of copy that if you put on eBay, and it's not going on eBay, it's staying here with me, but if you put it on eBay and took a load of good photos of it, it's the sort of copy that people will get into a bidding frenzy over. I couldn't pass this one up. I've got the album, love the album, always loved it. It's one of my favourites. But in that condition, I'm always upgrading records. I'm like, I can't not have it. Incredible condition. Unbelievable, really was. Right, I got down to the jazz section. There were certain sections where you had to get on your hands and knees. So I got down on my hands and knees, and it was well worth it, because I'll tell you what, my knees are knackered because I'm getting old. But this was worth it. So this was the first one I picked up, and I'm like, how is this so cheap? How is this so cheap? Because this is what you call a seminal jazz album. This is probably about as popular, I would say, Kind of Blue, and this, Getz and Gilberto, are about as essential as you can get. Now, I've got a copy of this, and it does not play very well. I bought it cheap, not the end of the world. Got it off eBay, it's really crackly. So I'm like, oh, there we go. We'll just wait until another one comes along, and another one has. This looks. I mean, bear in mind, this came out in 1964? 1964. Okay, that's a long time ago, isn't it? This thing is barely played. It has got flashing around the spindle, meaning it's hardly been played. Couple of spindle marks, and absolutely no scratches. And it's a first pressing, UK first pressing in mono. It's so cheap, and it's pristine. How has something like this stayed in this condition? This must have been locked away in a vault somewhere. Look at it. There's nothing. All right, there's a little bit of creasing there. Okay, I can live with that. Original price sticker, I'll try and get that off with a bit of light fluid. 36 and 6, there we go, in old money. Brilliant stuff. Really good, accessible Latin jazz. Very pleased to have that for my little jazz collection. Another jazz record, and I pulled this out, and I was like, oh, come on. Yes. I've never seen one of these before. Oh, look at that colour. This is Miles Davis, Live Evil, 1972. Again, it's a uni pack. I'll get one of the records out. What does it say? Was I right? 972. I was right. Little bit of playback on it. Needs a bit of a clean, but essentially very good indeed. Yeah, this is very highly regarded. Very, very highly regarded. I happen to know a big Miles Davis fan who, they may be watching, you know who you are, who regards this as the best thing he ever put out. I've never heard it. I know it's going to be in the jazz fusion phase of Miles. But yeah, never seen one. And again, well below the going rate on Discogs, because I have seen, there's a few copies on Discogs, but never seen it on the wild. Well below the going rate. And it's a pretty damn decent copy. So pleased to get it. Finally, we've got a nice big hitter. Not a huge rarity, but it's an upgrade copy from the one I've got. Vertigo Swell. We've got Beggars Opera Act 1. So, nice, pretty decent. Little bit of wear on the record, but it's still better than mine because my record has got scratches on it and it plays with ticks and pops. Playable record, and I've enjoyed it for years, but I've been after a better one, and this, I think, looks better to me. Needs a clean, but that's fine, I can do that. So, Beggars Opera, amazing prog band, Act 1, this is their debut record. UK Vertigo Swell. I don't know if that's the original and it's an inverted version, but whether that's the original or not, I don't know. I'm just pleased to kind of have it. Great record. Although I wouldn't say it's one of their best. To me, it's kind of a little bit kind of prog by numbers in places. They do kind of classical interpretations. They feel like a little bit of an ELP or nice rip-off, but they've got their own style. However, their second and third records, Waters of Change and Pathfinder, miles better. They are much better than this. But this is still good. I'm still glad to have it, and it is a decent enough copy. Very, very nice indeed. So, final thoughts. Incredible shop. I really, really recommend you go there. He has got an Instagram page. The opening hours are not massive and long. He only opens certain days a week. I'll try and find them and I'll put them up. I'll put them up on the screen. But it only seems to be about maybe 4 or 5 days a week from about 1 in the afternoon. So yeah, when I actually turned up there, you saw the footage of me saying, "Oh, are they open?" I went to go in the door, it's locked. So I ended up going down a nearby pub for a quick pint of beer before heading back there. But it was amazing. As soon as I walked in, it had only been open about 15 minutes and there were people in there already. He must do a very regular trade, and for very good reason, because the prices are amazing. The warm welcome from David is amazing. He was in front of the counter on the shop floor more than behind it. He was walking around chatting to everyone, helping everyone. You know, if you didn't need the help and knew what you're looking for, he would, you know, he's not going to hassle you, he'll leave you alone. But it's just service like that, you know. I know record shop owners are generally friendly, but that was exceptionally good service and just an amazing vibe. It really, really was. I really enjoyed going in there, and I will be back at some point. And he was, very, very courteous, was very happy and encouraging for me to film and do this video. So, David, if you're watching, thank you very much indeed. I hope you do a great trade in the future, because you very much deserve it. It's like an absolute hidden gem. What is it about North London and record shops? They're absolutely great, aren't they? You've got this, Rise Above, Allen's, absolutely, yeah. What a great collection of shops in that kind of region. Really, really excellent. So anyway, that's all from me. What more can I say? Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in as always. I will be back with more videos. There's more trips to shops planned. I've got a few that I'm thinking about that I've never been to before coming through the year. So stay tuned. And in the meantime, take care. Thanks for watching.